Alors, on va s'asseoir. Trouvez quelque chose de confortable. J'ai 2 couvertures. Mais ça peut être une chaise. Whatever feels good. Et on va prendre un moment, juste relâche dans votre façon. And whatever way feels good for you, it could be shaking, it could be sighing. I do suggest inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth with like a bit of vigor. You can make a sound. Encore un autre petit moment. Ok. On peut tourner les paumes de les mains face en haut. Et on va juste s'asseoir pour un moment. So one of the reasons I like doing that like shaky, frantic movements is I don't know about you, but now I can feel almost like a vibration through the body. Alors juste sentir tout qui est présent pour vous. Cherche pour le mouvement de respiration. See if you can feel the breath in the belly. There's a really easy way to help us ground ourselves, and that's literally just feeling the parts of the body touching the earth. Et on peut même comme offrir notre poids à la terre. You know, it's like the difference between when someone offers you support and you don't really want it. So you're kind of not taking it even though you're taking it. To like giving yourself to that support. You're like, oh yeah, I can relax. So feel whatever it is you're sitting on and just kind of like melt into it. On peut même imaginer les racines fortes, profondes. On peut imaginer qu'on respire avec nos racines. I also like to imagine the roots not only going down to the center of the earth, but also spreading out. So just like the root structures of trees support one another, support one tree supports another tree from underneath, c'est la même chose avec nous. So even though we're all in different places, as far away as Jamaica, we can imagine the root structure spreading out through the earth. All of the roots intertwining, interconnected, even if really far away. On va prendre un autre moment, juste respire avec vos racines dans votre façon. Of course, it's not just us, you know, connected to our family, our friends. Ok, on garde la connexion avec nos racines en bas. Et on va jouer un peu avec les racines en haut. Alors, on peut commencer à trouver les étirements bases de grande couronne de la tête. On peut même aider nous-mêmes un peu. Let's give ourselves a little massage. So one hand at the base of the skull, the center of the base of the skull. The other at the crown of the head. these are the two places I like to imagine the drawing up. Okay, because since we're already at the head, let's go ahead, give ourselves a little head massage, face massage. On va commencer avec le visage. On peut juste frotter les mains ensemble. Rub the hands together, create a little heat. So we'll separate the hands, go into our first breathing exercise. We inhale the hands in towards one another. Exhale away. Inspire, les mains un vers l'autre. Expire, sépare les mains. Détendez-vous. Ok, quand vous sentez prêt, on va donner cette énergie dans les mains à les yeux. If anyone else has glasses on, just pop them off. Place the palms over the eyes and take a few long, deep breaths. Détendez les yeux physiques et le troisième œil aussi. So also relaxing the mind's eye. So this is a really nice exercise for the eyes. And especially nowadays where we're all using screens so much. Take the time, let the eyes like absorb the darkness. So it can be a bit extreme, but if it's comfortable for you, you can just imagine like black paint or a dark navy blue paint, just kind of like covering the scene. Et juste respire ce noirceur encore 2 ou 3 fois. If ever you feel like doing this exercise during the day, you could even rest your head on something, like on a table, or have your elbows on a table, resting the head in the palms. So a couple more breaths, just like taking in the darkness. Okay, now we can feel the top of the palm on the eyebrow bone, the bottom of the palm on the cheekbone, and we'll just make some little circles. Very gentle massage. Okay, change direction. Okay, descend les mains. On va just masser le visage, like we're washing the face. So we can inhale up the nose. And it's almost like you're pulling the forehead apart and then just going down the sides of the face. So a few times, just lovingly massaging the face. I also like this movement because we all wear different masks. So I like to imagine just like taking away any masks, coming to my like natural face. Okay, the next time we go up the face, we'll go right into the hairline and just give ourselves a more thorough scalp massage. Alors, comme toujours, notre pratique, c'est intuitif. Et c'est pas seulement ma intuition. Like, for sure, my intuition is the one giving us the general guidelines, but you want to follow your intuition. So you see where you need this massage. You know, sometimes I find a little sore spot somewhere. You can work there a little more. And of course, I like to emphasize the crown of the head. And I also like going into the hairline over the ears. But whatever feels good for you. Okay, we might as well just make it a full body massage. Let's get some pinchy hands. Pinch the back of the neck. Relâche dans votre façon. Let's go down the front of the neck. Okay, we're going to do a more Ayurvedic style massage today. So we'll go across the chest like a diagonal. Other side. Ok, un épaule, juste faire les cercles. Change de direction. Comme toujours, mettez votre attention dans les mains. Juste comme envoie l'amour, appréciation. I started my upper arm. Just send love, appreciation. Okay, let's do the elbow, inner elbow. Just circle both directions. Outer elbow. Forearm. Inner wrist. Extra love to the joints. Both directions. L'extérieur du poignet. Frotte l'au-dessous de main. Frotte le paume de main. Et on va tirer chaque doigt et on juste relâche. Et on peut imaginer qu'on voit, I'm going to say it in English because I don't find the words in French. So when we pull out the fingers, it's like we're pulling out, tension, stress, whatever, all that stuff we don't need. And we can imagine we're throwing it to a holy place. So I like imagining I'm throwing it to like there's mountains and a little waterfall. So if that works for you. So we'll just pull out each finger. So with an exhale. Awesome. Now before we switch sides, we'll do our little lung channel massage. So we can dig in where the arm meets the chest. We go up, follow the bone, going towards the thumb, palms facing forward. Flip the palm down, come to the tip of the index finger, working with the large intestine. Come up between index finger and thumb, go up, follow the bone again. Start your inhale. And then with the exhale, drag across diagonally and release. Same thing, you're just pulling out what you don't need. Right, de l'autre côté, on commence avec l'épaule. On bouge dans votre façon. Et assurez-vous que vous êtes confortable. Ce n'est pas nécessaire de rester jambes croisées. You could even be standing up for this part if you prefer. It's all good. Ok. Le haut bras. Le coude, l'intérieur. L'extérieur. L'avant-bras. Le dos de main. Oh, j'ai oublié le poignet. L'extérieur du poignet. Et maintenant le dos de main. Paume de main. Et tire chaque doigt. Just throwing away anything that gets in the way of you being you. Super! On va continuer notre massage. Les côtés. Alors les doigts en avant, les pouces à l'arrière et juste en haut, en bas. And again, take this opportunity to feel your body. It's like, if we had a spaceship, we would do like repairs, we would check it out, make sure it's okay before going into space. So we live in this body. Flip the hands, thumbs in the front, fingers in the back. Okay, we'll put one hand on the bottom of the rib cage, the other hand, match it up on the back, and just go boop, boop, forward, back. Et change les mains. Et on peut masser autour des seins. Go around the breasts. There's a lot of lymph nodes. Okay, now the belly. We can even just have one hand over the other. Nice, do big circles. Okay, le baddha, just massage the lower back. It could be flat hands or it could be the backs of the fists, whichever you prefer. Okay, let's come to the hips. So I like making like a C shape and then just massaging into the hip crease. Et encore, envoyez amour, appréciation, reconnaissance, especially to the hips. Ok, on va commencer avec un jambe. So just pick a leg. And just love that thigh. Get the bum too. All right, when you're ready, move to the knee. I'm going to do the top of the knee and the back of the knee at the same time. Remember to always change directions. Always try to do both directions. Okay, we can go to the lower leg. I'm going to ditch my sock now. Ok, alors le jambe, on peut encore faire le même si avec le main et juste aller en bas. Ok, pour le mollet, on peut utiliser les pouces et juste comme tire le mollet dans les deux directions. So you have the thumbs and you're just pulling the calf apart. You fais ça plusieurs fois. Alors, allez, go from the top to the bottom and you can do it a few times. And remember, it's your body, it's your practice. So if you find a spot that's a little sore or whatever, you can always take more time there. Keep working with your breath. Anytime you have something to let go, just exhale through the mouth. Ok, les deux côtés de cheville, on peut avoir un main chaque côté de cheville et juste encercler. Les deux directions, comme toujours. Ok, on peut frotter l'au-dessus du pied. You can rub the top of the foot. And before rubbing the bottom of the foot, let's just massage the sole of the foot. Just massez votre plan de pied. So just massage your foot, whatever way feels good. So there's an acupressure point we can play with a bit more. So it's like when you scrunch up your toes, there's like a little bit of an indent. So right here. So you can push that. It's called rushing spring. So when we need a bit more energy, I don't want to give you guys too much foot. So you scrunch it up. It's right there in the little indent. So you can spend a bit more time massaging that point. Anytime you need more energy, it's a good one. Ok, quand vous êtes contente avec ce pied, juste frotte le plan de pied. Et même chose qu'on a fait avec les doigts, on va juste tirer chaque côté, on relâche ce qu'on n'a pas besoin, and we just send it, to a holy place if you want. So I like using the exhale to pull it out. Okay, so let's switch sides. Commence avec l'autre cuisse quand vous êtes prêts. We're sending love, appreciation. Okay, the knee when you're ready. Commence avec le genou quand vous êtes prêts. Toujours la même chose, on encercle les deux directions. Ok. Le jambe en bas. On peut juste utiliser le main, toujours dans un C. But it really doesn't matter, just massage your shin where you like. And then when you're ready, the calf. So I like using the thumbs and just like pulling the calf apart. And remember, if you find a sore spot or whatever, you can just spend a little extra time there. I'm going to do mine one more. Okay, we can just pinch the back of the heel up and down. And then the ankle, hands either side, and just circle. Other direction. Okay, we can rub the top of the foot. Et puis, on va prendre un peu de temps avec le plan de pied. Juste masser votre plan de pied. So, remember the K1 point you can work with, but just play with the foot however you need to. And as always, as you're massaging the foot, send love, appreciation. Ok, finalement, on va tirer les orteils et on relâche. Let's pull at the toes and release. Awesome. Okay. So come back into a comfortable position. Alors, avant qu'on commence à ajouter plus de mouvement, on va continuer de relâcher. So we did all of that letting go, pulling everything out. Now we're going to do our 2 letting go exercises. Just prenez un moment. Détendez-vous. Get back into yourself. Remember the roots below. Rappelez-vous les étirements, base de crâne, couronne de la tête. Relâche les épaules. Alors, les prochains 2 exercices, on peut avoir l'intention de relâcher tous les blocages. So the intention of just releasing anything that gets in the way of the full expression of ourselves. All right, so we'll bring the hands up to the shoulders. These start in fists. We inhale the arms out. And then it's like you're grabbing onto something. And we want to exhale, pull down with a lot of tension. Beaucoup de tension dans les bras. Tire, tire, tire. Until the hands come to the chest. And you finish your exhale. So go at your own pace. It's just inhaling up. Making those fists and using the tension, pulling down with as much strength as you can muster. Alors encore quelques fois, suivre votre respiration. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Okay, once you come to the end of that last round, we'll go into the second part. So we'll just cross the hands on the chest. Ok, on inspire en 4 parties avec le nez. On garde le souffle juste pour quelques secondes. On expire doucement, lentement par la bouche. So we're inhaling through the nose in 4 parts, filling up completely on the 4th. Hold the breath for just a few seconds, like not so long that it's uncomfortable. And then exhale slowly through the mouth. And we just want to watch the breath get into the rhythm of the breath. So I'll guide one, then we'll do it at our own pace. So let's inhale through the nose, 4 parts. Hold the breath. Exhale through the mouth. Okay, continue. Go at your own pace. Keep going. Remember the upward pull, base of the skull, crown of the head. Fill the whole body with the inhalations from the bottom up. With those inhales, fill up the entire body, like all the spaces that we cleared, on veut comme rempli avec le respiration, with some fresh oxygen, fresh energy. So we'll do a few more rounds. Avec les expirations, juste relâche, détendez-vous. Dernier quelques cycles. One more. Quand vous avez complété votre cycle, relâchez les mains. Juste prenez un petit moment, juste pour sentir tout qui est présent. Okay, keep this beautiful awareness. Let's just slide ourselves into a little forward bend. So we can just bring the hands to the floor in front of the body. If anyone happens to be sitting on a chair, you could just have the hands on the thighs. And we'll just walk ourselves forward. As far as it's comfortable. If it's comfortable enough to put the head on the floor, sure, why not? Just find your spot, breathe into it. We'll take 3. Ok, après votre 3e respiration, on revient. Just walk yourself back, nice and gentle, gentle, gentle. Ok, doucement, on va juste étirer un jambe. This is my right leg, but it doesn't really matter. Just stretch one leg out. So engage the leg that's down on the ground. So pull the toes towards you. And now we'll just start to open the side. So like almost in a lazy way. We'll just slide. So it's my right hand sliding towards my left foot. And I'm going to put my left hand on my left thigh and just kind of push down a little bit to help me open my heart. Et comme toujours, c'est votre pratique. Alors vous jouez dans votre façon. Vous pouvez rester ici. Ou peut-être utiliser le bras gauche en haut. If you want to open up the side a bit more, you can add the arm. It could be going over. It could be bent. Whatever. You can even have movement and kind of play with getting more space in the armpit. Whatever feels good. Just breathe into it. Ok, avec une inspiration, on revient au centre. Avant l'autre côté, juste invite les plants de les pieds ensemble. Soles of the feet together. Et jouez un peu avec les hanches. So it could be like a little up-down movement like I'm doing. Or it could be the knees going up-down. Or if you don't feel like movement, it could just be breathing into the hips, whatever. 2 or 3 breaths, just kind of fool around. Check the shoulders. The shoulders, they can be very sneaky. They can just sneak right on up to the ears. Keep those shoulders down the back. Remember the upward pull, base of the skull, crown of the head. Okay, so now we'll work on the hips even more. So let's pretend the soles of the feet, it's a book, and I want to read my book. Je veux lire ma livre. Alors, je veux ouvrir les pieds. Alors, avec les mains, on peut juste jouer avec le mouvement d'ouvrir les pieds. Et comme on a fait en avant, on peut masser les pieds. On peut encore utiliser le point K1. So you can massage that K1 point, kidney 1, on both feet at the same time. If that feels good. The thing I really want to focus on is opening the feet. I don't know about you, but when I open up my feet, I can feel my hips. It's like they open at the same time. I think it's really cool. Respire avec les hanches, encore 2 ou 3. Rappelez-vous, c'est toute notre énergie créative dans les hanches. One more. Ok, on prend la position de l'autre côté. Alors maintenant, c'est ma jambe gauche. Je glisse vers l'extérieur. It doesn't really matter which side. So the foot is engaged. Pull the toes towards you. Take a breath or 2. And then almost in a lazy way, we just slide into our position. On just glisse vers le gauche. Alors, on peut utiliser le main droite sur le cuisse. On peut même pousser sur le cuisse pour ouvrir le sternum un peu plus. So you use the pressure to open up the heart if that feels good. For the head, always be respectful of your neck. So if your neck is comfortable looking up, go ahead. When we look up, we get the opportunity to open the heart a bit more. But if there's any discomfort, looking down is usually the best. Okay, this top arm, maybe it wants to come up. Maybe not. See how you're feeling. Remember, you can always add movement. Make your own little adjustments. Just kind of play around in your body. A few more breaths. Détendez le visage. Relax the face. Ok, avec une inspiration, on revient au centre. Et cette fois-ci, on va étirer l'autre jambe. So both legs extend out to the sides. To whatever distance is comfortable. It could be a lot, it could be a little, no pressure. Okay, again, we'll take the hands right at the top of the thighs. And now the shoulders will come up. Don't worry about it. So we're going to push down. Just pousse, 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 pousse. It's like we're imagining that the head of the thigh bone is like moving down in the hip socket. Another 2 breaths. Push. Legs are engaged. Pull the toes towards you. Ok, on peut relâcher la pression de les mains. Relax the shoulders a little bit. Roule les épaules quelques fois. Ok, garde l'engagement dans les jambes. Alors, on continue de tirer les orteils vers nous. Les mains en avant. Et on va juste faire un petit flexion en avant. We can just walk ourselves forward. Now, be very respectful of your back. We want to keep the back long. So, just go as far as it feels good. Et les jambes aussi. Like, once you start feeling it in the legs, you know where your spot is. So, find your spot. This feels pretty good for me. Let's breathe into it. Imagine breathing with the whole back, the back of the lungs, even the lower back. Keep the engagement in the legs. 3 more. Okay, come back up. Let's bring those legs in. I'm going to do it similar to last week. We'll go into our hips. You can take the blankets away if it's annoying. So we'll just rock the legs side to side. Okay, on peut agiter les bras. So I don't have enough room to freely swing my arm, but if you have the room, you can just throw out your arm like it's a spaghetti arm. If you don't have the room, a nice alternative is to look at your hand. Just find what works for you. Shake up those hips. Okay, la prochaine fois que les jambes tombent vers la droite, on va rester là. It could be the other side. Don't worry about the directions, just on one side. So the knee kind of lines up with the sole of the foot. And then the hip, it's like it's pulling towards the knee. So we can have the hands either side of the knee, and we're just pulling hip towards knee. Inhale, lengthen up, get nice and tall. And then with the exhale, if it feels good, we can just fold forward. And we're just going to kind of play with that movement a little bit. So we'll inhale up. Exhale forward. Un autre 2 comme ça. Inspire en haut. Expire en avant. Ok, inspire un peu plus en haut. Maintenant, avec l'expiration, on va tourner la tête direction de votre genou en avant. So like this is my right knee, I'm going to turn my head to the right. So we inhale, exhale, turn the head. And we'll just do that 2 or 3 more times. So we inhale, head in the middle. Exhale, turn. You can use your eyes too. Let your eyes lead the way. When you inhale, it's your eyes that bring you back. 2 more. We're going to do another 2. This feels really good for me. I hope it does for you too. Okay, so come back to the center. We'll come all the way back to center with the legs. So remember our twists, they have 2 parts, the squeeze and the soak. So we just did the squeeze, now we soak. On va juste s'asseoir dans façon confortable. Respire. Remember, the more we relax, the easier it is for our energy to flow. Feel whatever you're feeling. Okay. So let's just go right to the other side. So we'll just drop the legs over to the other side. So the foot kind of roughly lines up with the knee, hands either side of the knee. On tire le hanche vers le genou. Et on va commencer avec le mouvement en haut, en bas. Alors on inspire ici, étire le colonne. Et avec l'expiration, just penche en avant. Just as far as it's comfortable. So do a few of these, just inhaling up and down. Ok, on va ajouter le mouvement de la tête dans la position un peu plus en haut. It's kind of like in between up and down. Like it's slightly leaned forward, but it's not all the way down, not all the way up. So working with the head. Sorry, again, I'm going to turn my head away from you. So we inhale. Then exhale, move the head in the direction as the knee that's in front. So I'm moving to the left. Inhale back to the center. Use the eyes. So the eyes come back first. And then exhale, look to the left and let the head go with it. So just follow your breath. Few more. Always make sure you feel comfortable, no forcing. Okay, finish the round you're on. We'll inhale back to center and then just sit in a nice soak. Ok, on va continuer de travailler avec les hanches. Alors, ce prochain exercice, c'est bon pour les abdominaux aussi. So often we think of this next exercise, we'll be doing a boat. as for the abs, and it is, but it's like also really for the hip flexors. So if you have your blankets, take them away. All right, so we'll just sit with the feet forward, hands behind the thighs. So we'll start just by leaning back a little. The back is nice and straight. Roll the shoulders back and down. Ouvre le poitrine. Nice, proud, open chest. Ok, on peut lever les talons. Avec l'inspiration, on peut lever un jambe. Avec l'expiration, on descend. On inspire, lève l'autre jambe. Expire, descend. So that's it. It's just leg up, leg down. So try to get it so it's your breath that's moving your body. You could be lifting the leg halfway, or it could be straight. If it feels good to extend the leg completely, sure, why not? So a few more. Ok, on peut continuer comme ça. Ou si tu veux un peu d'un défi, on peut peut-être lever les deux jambes. Si tu lèves les deux jambes, colle les jambes ensemble. Like squeeze the knees together, the feet together. So basically we decide on our challenge level. So we can stay here with the hands behind the thighs, or maybe we can stretch the arms out. Just 3 breaths. Okay, drop those feet, slide the legs forward. Before we go into a forward bend, you can just kind of pull the flesh away so you can really feel your sit bones down on the ground. Pull the toes towards you. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, just as much as it's comfortable, tilt forward. Alors, écoute à votre corps. Hands can be whatever. If you can reach the feet, it can be on the feet. Doesn't really matter. Just breathe with the back. And it might not even look like a forward bend. It might look like just sitting up straight. That's okay. Find what works for your body. Another 3 or 4 breaths. Ok, avec une inspiration, retourne en haut. On peut plier les genoux. Et on va commencer à trouver notre position debout. So we can shift onto the feet. Maybe do a little squat. I'm going to face you guys. If the squat doesn't work for today, don't worry about it. If it's not possible to have the heels down, no problem. You could be on your toes. And if you want to forget the squat and go straight to standing, that's fine too. So just take 2 more breaths wherever you want to be. Okay, now we'll see if we can find our way to transition from the ground into a standing forward fold and then into standing. Alors juste jouer avec ça. En effet, on va faire ça plus facilement. Let's make it a bit easier. We'll do a down dog first. So like you stay where you are. I'm going to turn so you can see me better. So from our squat, we can walk the hands forward. And then we can just shift forward so the knees towards the floor. Ooh, straighten the legs. Find a down dog. And then just hang out in the down dog for a little while. Walk the feet. Bouge les hanches. Ooh. You can even play with moving the upper body, really whatever feels good. 2 or 3 more breaths. Okay, with an exhalation, lower the knees. We're going to play with something else before we do our standing poses. Let's inhale, head up, tail up. I'm really loving this exercise lately. Exhale, elbows towards the floor, rock back into a child's. So just do a few, get into your flow. Inspire, tête en haut, coccyx en haut. Expire, descends les avant-bras vers la terre. Placez-vous enfant. So just let your breath move your body. Have fun with it. Let it become like a dance. Okay, the next time you come to child's pose, we could maybe try to come into down dog from here. So to do that, tuck the toes. It's not necessary to do this. You can come into the down dog from all fours for sure. This, it makes you work a little more. So the toes are tucked, the bum is close to the heels, and we see from here, it's possible, ooh, lift those knees up. Well, this is a lot harder on the carpet. Straighten the legs. And then just relax in your down dog. 3 or 4 breaths. Add any kind of movement that feels good. Okay, finally we'll go into our standing forward fold. So it's up to you. You can walk the feet to the hands, or the hands to the feet, or both. Quand vous arrivez, plie les genoux assez que c'est super confortable. Laisse la tête demi-lourde. You can keep the arms like loosey-goosey or maybe hold on to the elbows. And then the most important thing, just relax into your forward fold. Let your head get super heavy. Okay, so we want to be really mindful coming up. So we'll start just halfway. So when you're ready, bring the hands to the shins or the thighs. Inhale halfway up. When you come halfway up, pull the crown of the head forward, flatten the back. Exhale, fold. Remember, you can always bend the knees as much as you need to, so we'll do that a few times. Inspire à moitié. Expire en avant. Suivre votre respiration encore quelques fois. Okay, one more. All right, now press into those feet. So really push the feet down in the ground. We'll come all the way up. We can use the arms. And then with the exhale, we can just circle the hands coming into a prayer. Ok, on va jouer avec l'équilibre un peu. Alors, juste choisissez une jambe. Pick the leg you want to stand on. Don't think about it too much. And then we'll start just playing around. So we just lift the other leg and we'll just joue un peu. So just like see what's possible. See what your body wants to do. And of course have fun with it. Smile. Fool around. Okay, encore 2 ou 3 respirations. And the whole body can move. Woo. Ok, on plante le pied. Prenez un moment avant qu'on change côté. Rappelez-vous de vos racines en haut et en bas. Allowing those supports from the earth and the sky to like move through us. All right, when you're ready, just shift legs and fool around. Amusez-vous. It's not even necessary to do the same things we did on the first side. We have 2 sides of the body and they're different. So do whatever feels good. Have fun with it. A couple more breaths. Okay, so we can release. All right, so we'll do more standing positions. Right foot forward, left foot back. Not too big a space between the feet. Les deux hanches point en avant. So I like the image. If I had a stick, both of my hip bones would be touching the stick if I held it in front of my hips. So we can go ahead and put the hands on the hips. Take a couple of breaths. Use your legs. Imagine you're a tree and you're just drinking from the earth. So use the legs to pull up energy from the earth. Détends les épaules. Trouve l'étirement base de crâne, courant de la tête. Ok, seulement si c'est confortable pour vous. Avec une inspiration, on peut lever le sternum. Now with the exhale, so feel the fingers on the hips, like tilt yourself forward. Just as far as it's comfortable. We want to keep the back flat, 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 flat. Maybe you can get to parallel to the earth, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Find a spot that feels good. And we're just going to breathe into it. You can keep the hands on the hips. They could, if you had blocks, they could be on blocks. If you can reach the floor, they can be on the floor, but don't force it. And let's breathe into it. Ok, on va s'amuser, on va jouer un peu plus. Plie le genou droit. So bend that front knee. So you see, I'm bending my front knee. And now, maybe we can see if the hands can reach the floor. If you have your blocks, use blocks. Shift the weight into that front foot, the right foot. And let's see about lifting that left leg. Both legs nice and engaged. 2 or 3 breaths. Okay, so we're going to take this into a warrior 1 variation. Alors, les orteils gauche descend. So left toes on the floor. And then we'll see if we can come up with the torso. Ooh. Find your balance, find your stability. If you need to separate the feet more to have more balance, feel free. Let the legs work just a little bit. Breathe nice and deep. Two more. Ok, on va ajouter un peu plus d'équilibre. On va voir si c'est possible d'avancer le genou gauche. So use your arms however you need to help you with the balance. Let's see if we can bring that left knee forward and up. And then from here, maybe we can just take it into a tree. So wherever you can land that left foot, it can be on the right leg, it could be on the floor, just the heel on the right leg, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want with your arms to help you with your balance. You could always make a mudra like prayer. I'm holding like an imaginary ball. Whew, whatever. Just play around, 2 or 3 breaths. Let's just be trees. Remember those roots. Ok, avec une expiration, relâche. Give yourself a little shake. Et même chose de l'autre côté. Alors maintenant, c'est le jambe gauche en avant, droite à l'arrière. On commence le pied droit par terre. Et les 2 jambes droites, so we straighten out that right, the left leg. Make sure it's comfortable, not too much of a distance between the feet. Les mains sur les hanches. Prenez quelques respirations. On just prend énergie de la terre. Just pull it up through the legs. All the way up through the crown, through the stars. Just like drinking from the earth. And see what you can relax. Like I notice I have a little tension going on in my cheeks. See if the shoulders can go down a bit more.
Okay, le courbature de dos, c'est juste une option. If the low back is not feeling great, maybe just avoid this little back bend. It's not at all necessary. If it feels good, we can inhale, lift up through the chest. Now, with the exhale, feel the hip bones, like tilt yourself forward. On veut garder le dos droit. Et on juste trouve le point qui est confortable pour nous ce matin. And remember, both sides of the body are different, so respect that. And once you find your spot, breathe into it. Breathe with the whole back. Find something to relax. Find your smile. Ok, on va faire la transition. Remplis le genou gauche. Bend that left knee. Trouve la terre ou vos blocs avec les mains. On bouge le poids dans le pied gauche et on essaie à lever le jambe droite. And of course, you don't have to lift the legs super high. You can even have the toes down on the ground. Just find what works in your body. Breathe nice and deep, 2 or 3. You can always play with adding movement, or you can keep it more static, whatever works. All right, let's land it into the warrior one on the toes. So soften the front knee, the left knee, land the right toes. Once you feel grounded, arms come up, torso comes up. So now our front leg's bent. Et on laisse les jambes travailler un peu. Let the legs work a little bit. Relax the face. Okay, so we get ready to transition into the tree. So we start putting the weight into the left foot. Et on essaie à avancer le genou droit. On juste fait notre meilleur pour aujourd'hui. Et on trouve notre position de l'arbre. I'm just going to face you guys. So wherever your tree is for today, play with it. You can even put the foot on top of the other foot. Whatever you want to do with the arms. Sometimes I like to keep them moving. Sometimes I like to just imagine a tree swaying in the wind. So you can add as little or as much movement as you like. It's your tree pose. Jouez avec votre respiration. Encore quelques souffles. Okay, when you feel ready, release. Give yourself a little shake. Okay, we're going to do that rib cage exercise we did last week. I'm a little bit obsessed with it. So the feet wherever, it could be underneath the hips or wider, it doesn't really matter. So we cross the arms, give ourselves a little hug. And then we use the elbows to make a figure 8. So let it become a dance. Et je sentais comment la cage thoracique bouge un côté à l'autre, en haut, en bas. Ok, change la direction. Just change the direction of the figure 8. Get into it in whatever way feels good for you. Et comme toujours, donnez vous-même un peu plus d'amour. Even just play with that sense of having our own backs. Okay, we'll bring it back to center. So now we'll do our number 8, up, down. Amusez-vous. Ok, on change la direction. Ok, reviens au centre. Garde les bras croisés. So we're going to go into an eagle pose from here. So we separate the hands and see if we can wrap and do like a prayer. Does that make sense? So if you can't get the hands in the prayer, they could be separate. Don't worry about it. Now notice which arm is on top. So for me, it's my left arm. We'll just take a couple breaths with the upper back first. Et en même temps, sentez les 2 pieds par terre. Reviens à vos racines. Okay, so we can maybe add the legs. If we're adding the legs, so my left arm is on top. That means my right leg will go on top of my left leg. So whatever arm is on top is the opposite leg that crosses. So we can bend the knees a little bit. Cross the other leg. Now you can keep the toes on the floor, no problem. If you're feeling more adventurous, you can lift the foot off, squeezing the legs. If you're able to, you can even wrap the foot around the bottom leg. Just find what works for you. Now think about, if you like, think about something that you love about yourself. Or something that you want to feel. And just like draw it in, whatever it is. Ok, prenez une grande inspiration, tire ces sentiments vers vous. Et avec l'expiration, on va ouvrir et briller. So we'll just pop open as we exhale. And just shine. Let yourself relax, shake it out a little bit. Okay, so we start again with arms. So just make sure you cross the other way. So I was like this. I'm like this. If you don't remember, don't worry, it's fine. All right, so give yourself that nice hug. And we'll start our number 8, the infinity symbol, side to side, moving the ribcage. C'est votre danse. So dance your dance. Ok, on change la direction. Ok, reviens au centre, commence le numéro 8, en haut, en bas. Just like surrender into the movement. You know, find the little variations that get your spots. Trouve une façon de s'amuser. Ok, on change la direction. Remember, let the rib cage move. You know, freeing up more space for the breath. More space for ourselves to shine. Okay, reviens au centre. So we'll shift into the eagle. So we see if it's possible. I don't know if you can see my hands. Put the hands in a prayer. If not, they can be separate. It doesn't matter. So take a couple breaths. Just breathe, especially with the upper back. You know, they say behind the heart, the back of the heart, that's where we hold resentment. So I think we all have some resentment. But let's just imagine any of that resentment just going away. Just breathing it out. Opening up the back of the heart. Letting in fresh energy, fresh light. Okay, so let's see about adding the legs. So whatever arm is on top, we want to cross the opposite leg. So it's my right arm on top, so I'll be crossing my left leg. So you shift the weight. Do your cross, see where you want to go. You can totally keep the toes on the floor, no problem. Have a little bend in the knees so it's easier. If you want to balance more and have the foot off the ground, that works too, whatever. Ok, rappelez-vous d'une qualité de vous-même que vous aimez beaucoup ou quelque chose que tu veux. Le sentiment autour de quelque chose que tu veux. So you can also draw in feelings that you want, or just focus on qualities of yourself that you love. So let's get ready to shine it. So we'll inhale, draw it in even more, squeeze it in. And then with the exhale, pop open and shine. Ah, super! Excellent. Ok, on va préparer pour descendre par terre. So before we come down, make sure you're comfortable. So you might want to put on some socks. I'll grab my socks in a minute. If you have a sweater, scarf. For the Shavasana, if you have a chair, we could do it legs up on a chair. But if you don't have a chair, no problem. Alors c'est juste une option d'utiliser une chaise, mais pas du tout nécessaire. Alors, prenez un petit moment, préparez-vous. If you don't have a chair, but you do want to get some of those low back benefits, you could also just use a big roll of blankets, like this, or a big cushion. And also if you're comfortable just flat on the floor, that's fine too. Alors ça peut être un grand rouleau comme ça, sous les genoux, ou un coussin. Ou tu peux juste décider d'être plate par terre. Like, they're all good, whatever is comfortable for you. Before we go into the full Shavasana, we'll just do a couple of little twists. But I'm going to keep my chair in front of me so I don't have to move around too much. Put it there. Okay. Dans votre temps, on juste allonge sur le dos, les jambes aux poitrines, et on peut juste rouler un côté à l'autre. So I like to let myself roll so much that my arm kind of hits the floor and then like pushes me back to the other side. But any way you want to do it is good. Okay, then we can come back to center. So we did a lot for the hips, so we can continue it with a happy baby. So the soles of the feet go up to the sky. The arms are inside the knees, and we see if the hands can come outside the feet. So it's like you imagine, like, oh, one day maybe I'll be able to put my knee on the floor next to my shoulder. Maybe not, but it doesn't really matter. On juste respire avec les hanches. We'll hang out here a little longer. You could stay exactly where you are center, or you could rock it side to side, whichever you prefer. Ok, si vous roulez un côté à l'autre, juste reviens au centre. Invite les plants de les pieds ensemble. Sorry, I should switch my camera. I hope you can see this okay. So the soles of the feet together. If it's possible, you can interlace the hands around the feet. If that doesn't work in your body, you can just hold on to the shins. So either way, imagine you're sitting on the floor and you want to put the knees down on the floor. So move the knees forward. Remember when we were sitting with the legs extended and pushing down on the thighs? C'est un peu le même concept. On veut créer plus d'espace dans le bassin autour les hanches. Alors juste respire quelques fois. Ok. Relâche les pieds, invite les mains sur les genoux et juste encercle les genoux pour encercler le bas dos dans la terre. Okay, change direction. And then come back to center and just give yourself a little squeeze. So arms around the legs. You could even hold on to the soles of the feet if that's comfortable. If your neck's okay, you could lift the head. Just squeeze, 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 squeeze. Et avec l'expiration, relâche. Et commence à préparer-vous pour le shavasana. So I know you're probably kind of warm, but I still suggest if you have a blanket, use a blanket to cover up. So if you want to put a roll underneath the knees, go ahead. If you have the chair and you want to have your lower legs on the chair, that's an option. If you want to just be flat on the floor, that's fine too. Just find something that feels good in your body. So this is the most important position in our whole practice. By allowing ourselves to fully relax, we're able to absorb, integrate all the benefits from our practice. Pour ces prochaines quelques minutes, détendez-vous complètement. Feel, receive the support of the earth. And give yourself permission to let everything go. Détendez-vous complètement. doucement. Commencez à se réveiller. Wake the body. Give yourself a full body stretch. Once you're nice and stretched, we'll bring the knees into the chest. Roll to one side, usually the right. Take your time coming up. So you can even rest in a fetal position for a breath or two. And then when it feels right, use the strength of the arms to push up. So it is 1. I apologize if anyone has things to get to. We'll close with an Om. If you're able to. If you gotta go, no problem, I understand. So we can settle into a comfortable seat. Prenez votre temps, trouvez une position confortable, stable. Connectez-vous avec la terre, le ciel. Le troisième œil. We didn't really talk about the third eye a lot today, but it's always there. Okay, so let's rub the hands together. Come into a prayer. We can kind of dig the thumbs into the sternum, roll the shoulders back and down. So before we close, if you have the time, take a moment, if it feels good, go on a little quest for gratitude. Just look for 2 or 3 things to feel grateful for and name them inside yourself. Et remerciez vous-même aussi pour n'importe quoi. Ok, on ferme notre pratique avec un Om. So exhale everything. Inhale to chant. With gratitude and appreciation, may we acknowledge, honor the light, the love within ourselves, within each other, and within all. Namaste.
The divine in me honors the divine in you.